Hey, welcome to the Pitchability Show. This is episode 14. This is the show where you develop from the ground up. Welcome to the Pitchability Show. This is Tom Oldham. As a reminder, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom Oldham Baseball, on Instagram at Tom Oldham Baseball, and on Twitter at Tom Oldham 19. This has been a crazy week for us here. We just got moved into our brand new facility. Still got some turf that we need to get down, but got everything moved in. Training starting to happen here. It's pretty awesome. If you're in the Omaha area, we are at 9840 South 140th Street, and absolutely love it here. It's perfect space for what we need. Got a question this week around lower half mechanics. So been really focusing on teaching guys the proper way to generate the power and transfer the power with their lower half throughout the off season, and getting a lot of questions on how do I know if a pitcher is actually using their lower half effectively? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a clip basically on Huddle that I've shown quite a bit in training groups, because it's a player of mine. He's a senior over at Creighton Prep High School. He's going to Minnesota next year. Incredible pitcher, incredible athlete. His name's Josh Culliver, and he uses his lower half really well. A lot of what it is making sure that you're capturing the pitcher on video and slowing it down. So the reason we use Huddle, it goes to 240 frames per second, as opposed to normal iPhone video is just, I think it's like 30 frames per second or something like that. But the naked eye is definitely not equipped to understand and then be able to slow down and see if a pitcher is using their lower half effectively. You, in my opinion, have to get it on video, slow it way down. So I'm gonna show you this clip and explain what I look at when I'm breaking down video specific to the lower half. All right, so this is Josh Culliver. He's the senior at Creighton Prep High School that I was talking about, heading to Minnesota next year. So when we're talking about using your lower half effectively, I like to use this shot of Josh during a bullpen session recently, where I take him out to front foot strike. This really tells a lot when you get a guy out to front foot strike. So the thing that I'm looking at when I want to see if a pitcher is using their lower half effectively is three things. Are they getting extension at the ankle, at the knee, and also at the hip? You'll notice that when he lands at front foot strike, that he's in a strong flexion position here, and that's going to allow him to then transfer that power back up into his trunk by getting extended up into that front leg. So Josh uses his lower half incredibly well. The only way to really understand if a pitcher is using their lower half well is, in my opinion, to slow it down on video. That way you can see the different frames and movements along the delivery. And right here, you can really tell that he's getting deep into this back glute, into this back heel, and creating a good kind of sideways V shape with his head. Typically his head is actually over his back foot a little bit more, but that really allows him to utilize that lower half out to front foot strike. Notice that he does a good job of starting to turn his hips while keeping that front side closed. But really what I would suggest, if you're trying to figure out if somebody's using their lower half effectively, capture video, take them right out to front foot strike, and see what their lower half is doing. We should see where you're getting extension in the ankle, knee, and hip. Strong flexion with the front leg, with the toe, the front foot, and the knee pointed at the catcher. And then as you're going out after pitch release, you should see that they get straight up with that front leg to allow that power to get back up into their body. That's really that power transfer. That's why we refer to that front leg as kind of blocking that energy leak into the ground and taking that power back up into the body. So that's how I tell if a pitcher is using their lower half effectively. Get them right out to front foot strike. If I only have like 30 seconds to watch a video, I'll take it right out to here because that really tells me a lot. All right, I hope that gives you a good idea of what I look at when I'm breaking down video specific to the lower half. It's really important. That's one of the constraints, in my opinion, that you really have to clean up if you're trying to generate velocity and generate power. And frankly, that's really the cornerstone of why we've had a lot of pitchers come through our program and see velocity increases, is because of the changes that we're making with their lower half mechanics. So I really think that that's where it needs to start. But if you have a question, want me to answer on the show, shoot me an email, tom@tomoldhamnbaseball.com. Shoot me a Facebook message or on Twitter, Instagram, doesn't matter. We'll answer it on the show. Have a great week.